Hello and welcome to another edition of the Florida Chamber's Bottom Line. My name is Greg Blasé, Board of Governors Program Director here at the Florida Chamber of Commerce. We're joined by a special guest today, Dawn Ingham, State Relations Executive with the National Council on Compensation Insurance, also known as NCCI. Dawn, welcome to the Florida Chamber and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me to be here with you today.
Can you tell me a little bit about NCCI and its role here in the state of Florida?
Yes, NCCI is headquartered in Boca Raton, Florida, where we have over 800 Florida-based employees. NCCI serves 38 jurisdictions across the country where we provide workers' compensation-related services in these states. NCCI plays an important role in the Florida workers' compensation marketplace. We gather data from insurance companies writing workers' compensation insurance policies in Florida. We analyze that data to discover industry trends and also provide objective rate recommendations to Florida's insurance commissioner. We also are very involved in the community. NCCI and its employees support over 180 local charities. One Florida-based charity that we're really proud to represent is Kids Chance of Florida. Kids Chance is a charitable organization that provides college scholarships to children of workers who have been injured or killed on the job.
That's a great charitable organization, and I'm glad that you guys are involved in supporting the community, especially in an area that you're engaged in with the workers' comp field. And speaking of workers' compensation, I wanted to ask you to provide a state of the state, if you will, for Florida's workers' compensation system.
We're seeing some positive trends affecting Florida's workers' compensation marketplace. Employment growth and wage growth here in Florida are higher than the national average, with the construction industry experiencing the most growth. Workers' compensation premium volume in Florida has been on the increase over the past several years. Calendar year 2017 premium was $4 billion. That's an increase of over $1 billion since 2013. Another trend that we've been seeing in Florida over the past several years is a decline in the number of claims or claim frequency. And that's a trend that we're seeing across many states. Claim frequency was the primary reason that NCCI recommended over a 13% rate decrease effective January 1st, 2019. Why is claim frequency declining? The bottom line is that Florida employers are providing safer workplaces for their employees.
So, the Florida Chamber is highly engaged in workers' compensation news, and obviously here with the legislative session happening now, one of the big recent court cases was the 2016 Castellanos decision. I wanted to ask you if you could quickly recap that decision and share what NCCI is seeing in terms of costs since that ruling has been made.
In April of 2016, the Florida Supreme Court rendered a decision in the Castellanos case that effectively eliminated the statutory fee schedule for claimant attorney fees in Florida. Based on that decision, attorney fees calculated by the attorney fee schedule must be determined reasonable by a judge, or else the fees could be recalculated based on an hourly rate. Because of that decision and other matters affecting workers' compensation premium in Florida, the Florida Insurance Commissioner approved a 14.5% rate increase in workers' compensation rates effective December 1st, 2016. 10.1% of that increase was a result of the Castellanos decision, and that change remains in effect today. NCCI recommends rates based on past workers' compensation payroll and loss experience. So this rate change that became effective January 1st, 2019 is based on policies effective in 2015 and 2016. Therefore, the full impact of that 2016 Castellanos decision has yet to emerge in our data. So we'll continue to monitor the effect of that court decision in the future and see how it affects our workers' compensation rates here.
One big question that I get asked from business leaders throughout the state when I speak with them is, how does Florida's workers' comp system rank against other states? I wanted to ask your thoughts on that question.
As in Florida, other states across the country are seeing decreasing rates because of this decline in claim frequency that I spoke about before. When we compared Florida's average loss cost with other states in our region, we found that Florida's loss cost was about average in the region. and loss costs, what those are is the portion of the rate representing projected losses. However, comparing Florida to other states is like comparing apples and oranges, because each state has its own unique workers' compensation statute, payroll distribution, and benefit levels, among other things.
Well, Dawn, we really appreciate your expertise and the partnership that we have with NCCI. I sincerely appreciate your time today. Thank you for joining us here in Tallahassee. And for those of you joining us online, thank you for watching another edition of the Florida Chamber's Bottom Line.